Returning to its ABCs, update 123 sees Civilization 7 going back to basics. July's patch update brings the much-needed return of Auto Explore. Some big changes, actually, to legacies and age transitions, as well as something brand new. Let's take a look. Hot off the presses, Firaxis have just released this very visually appealing look at this iterative update to the major update of 1.2, now 1.2.3. The very first thing on the list is Auto Explore, largely, of course, focusing on Scouts, but thankfully not exclusively. Scouts have received very limited attention to date, and they're a fairly bare-bones unit compared to Civilization 6. The last update made them pitiable, so give them a pat! And now we can see, finally, Auto Explore. The devs took very extensive, in my view, maybe a little too extensive feedback on how to change and improve Scouts on their Discord over a number of weeks somewhat recently. And don't get me wrong, that kind of community engagement is awesome to see. But the answer to their questions seemed fairly straightforward to me. Let them auto-explore. Finally now, as you can see, release the Scouts. Scouts and other eligible units can now auto-explore the map, prioritizing revealing new tiles, and automatically stopping at discoveries, as well as enemy zones of control. Much like they would have done prior with that zones of control, right? You constantly get the ping, man, I have to make this dude auto-explore again. Good to see they'll stop at discoveries, and I'll be very interested to see how many other units this can apply to, because honestly, it can be pretty useful on almost any unit sometimes, when you just have that extra one thing. The second major change comes to age transitions. One of my major criticisms of Civ 7. Not that they exist, I, unlike some others, don't really mind that so much. It's more how they exist, right? Let's get into it. So, if you remember in last month's patch, Civ 7 took a noticeable step towards more of a player-driven, sandboxy kind of experience within the options settings, and crucially this applied to the legacy paths. This first step gave each of the 4 paths a toggle option. You can now disable individual legacy paths, and their goals, of course, for each age, ultimately disabling the corresponding victory condition as well. And aside from the obvious player control factor, disabling legacies can have significant gameplay impacts too, like the speed of age progress through the transitions. These changes are particularly important to me because, as I say, age transitions can be very janky on a good day. So what have they done? A new countdown will lock in the last at least 10 turns before an age transition. This should give you time to complete your key objectives, and more importantly, I would argue here, give a bit of certainty. That matters. Having the age suddenly pulled out from underneath you is no fun. Firaxis go on to say also, a continuity setting now preserves unit positions. Hallelujah! And leadership relationships evolve more smoothly from age to age with improved relationship management. More improvements will be in the full update notes, so stay tuned for that. Really the big change, outside of that obvious thing up front of having a little bit more certainty around when the age transition is going to occur, is that there will be a setting to keep units in the same spot, because that is one of the harshest things, right? The relationships with other leaders, they don't specifically mention war. Makes me think it's probably not going to be included, but hey, the jury is still out. But at the very least, unit positions will remain the same, helping the age transition to feel less janky, feel less disruptive. This seems like another good step in the right direction toward making age transitions something that people can at least generally enjoy, even if they don't like the overall ages system. That improved relationship management from age to age is sufficiently vague that it could really include a whole load of things. I think consistency is key here. The fundamental driving principle, the bare bones idea, should be consistency. Granted, a little bit of an oxymoron considering the whole thing is about change. Speaking of change, let's change pace and take a look at the third thing that they've included as one of the big sort of sexy headline features, a new commander. What? What and why do I care? Is maybe a question running through your head. I don't know the names of my commanders normally. Well, the new commander Trung Ni forgive my pronunciation, joins as a unique commander. Only, it seems, when playing as her sister, Trung Truck, as I've done here. Now, this unique commander will feature a custom unit model, so they'll look distinct. Maybe a little something like that, I don't know, looks a lot like her sister. Distinctive, they say, promotional tree art. So when you promote your commander, the artwork on that sort of in-game tab will be unique. And her own quote-unquote tactical playstyle, end quote. This intrigues me a lot. I sort of naturally sometimes sound a bit facetious, but I'm not actually really trying to be here. It's a good sign broadly because it shows that there is at least some creative capacity within the studio right now to not just be in a, oh my goodness, the house is burning down, where did I put the fire extinguisher mode? And more of a, let's add something new and not charge people for it as part of a paid DLC pack, because this could easily have been a part of a paid DLC when I look at it. What does it do? Well, it seems to provide a commander that looks different on the map, that has a different promotion tree art, maybe a slight nod towards future improvements to the UI as well, let's hope. And finally, that tactical playstyle. I don't know what that means. There aren't really a lot of things that you can do to a commander to make them more or less tactical than any other one when you exclude promotions, which are of course earned through gameplay. I don't know quite what that means. Will this commander have more movement than others? That could be something, I suppose. A different way to manage actions, extra actions? I don't know, that seems a little bit overpowered. That's kind of it, really. Unless the actual promotion tree has changed, rather than just the artwork around it. I don't know, let me know your thoughts. Maybe I'm missing something really obvious here. And with that, we've arrived at the end of the video, for that one graphic is all that they revealed. And this is a change of pace from previous weeks, or previous months, I should say, where usually they would headline many more changes. Not often a lot of detail, but there'd be some sort of developer update rather than just a PNG file. Interesting. Maybe it means this one will be smaller. Certainly the number would suggest that. Or maybe they're just kind of trying to focus on the big things and keep the other stuff as a bit more of a surprise, so they're not sort of just repeating themselves a week later. Speaking of a week later, when does the update drop? Well, on the graphic, you may have noticed, because it's a massive text right in the middle, live week of July 20. I'm not trying to split hairs here, but just quickly, July 20 is a Sunday. The 20th of July is a Sunday. Does that mean it's a mistake? Do they mean actually the week after that, i.e. the week of Monday, the 21st of July? Or does it actually just mean what it says, and I'm just being a moron here, and it means, maybe slightly more accurately, live week ending July 20th? If that's the case, because of course July 20th is Sunday, this is therefore the week of July 20th, you could expect this at any time. I would imagine not toward the end of the working week, in case something goes sort of really badly wrong in the final moments, so maybe Thursday? Otherwise, I would expect it Tuesday of the following week. That would be around the 22nd of July, but who knows? Sometimes these things get delayed. The greatest takeaway for me is that Firaxis seem to be caving to public pressure, or responding to community feedback on age transitions. And I think that's probably a good thing. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you 7 nerds next time.